Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about our boy Taehyung, V-Daddy, what he said to some of these haters on his TV show, and what he had to say about certain stans. I definitely wanted to get into this. I also want to talk about a certain country that has been threatening people who like BTS, and what has been going on with that. I think this is an absolutely crazy story, and I have a lot of thoughts on this. So grab your dumpling tea spilling mug merch, and let's get into the tea. If you're new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell also, so you can be first to do so. Now let's jump into it. So there was recently a clip that has resurfaced on my timeline, and I definitely have a lot of thoughts on this clip. A little thoughty thought for clip. Basically, if you don't know what happened, Taehyung was a little hurt by a specific fan. But let me give you some backstory on what happened, and what Taehyung has done since then. But basically, if you do not know what an Akgae is, it is a Korean word for a very specific type of fan. That is just a solo stan. It's not that they just have a bias, because if you're like me and maybe your bias is Jimin, but I clearly do not hate the other members, and I respect them all and their talents equally. Like I bet you most of you didn't even know my bias was Jimin. So an Akgae is someone who loves one member and almost hates the other members. So they do not treat the other members with respect, they couldn't care less about the other members, like they'll even be rude to the other members. So this is something that happened at a fan meet not too long ago. A woman had just met Jimin, and I guess got a little moment with Jimin. But like, no, you do not deserve to have a moment. Not with Jimin, okay? He is my husband. He does not like you. He doesn't like me either, but I think he likes you even less. Now, if you don't know how a lot of Korean fan meets work, it's in a line and you go down one by one to meet each member. So you meet one member, you talk to them, whatever, and then you go down, meet the next one. So this girl was done with Jimin, and it was her turn to move down to Taehyung. However, she could literally not stop talking to Jimin. And even while she was supposed to be interacting with Taehyung, she was still looking towards Jimin. There was even a moment where Taehyung tried to give her his hand, and she literally pushed it out of the way. If Tae gave me his hand, I would worship it. It's the rudest thing I've ever seen. Even if you don't like Taehyung and he's not your bias, how can you literally be in front of someone so beautiful and so talented but not treat them respectfully? They did not do years of training to be treated like that. That's like if BTS and Beyonce were there. Like, yes, I love me some BTS, but if Beyonce was there, I ain't gonna go shoo her away. Like, that's a privilege and a hoot to meet her too. Taehyung is Beyonce, remember that. But I was 100% angry by this. I couldn't believe my eyes. Obviously, you need to have respect for all the members. They make up BTS too. Jimin isn't a solo act and wouldn't be as successful without the other members there. Same goes for each of the other members. They need each other and they want each other. Now obviously Taehyung has to deal with this person kindly and nicely, just like how you deal with all the Karens of the world. He even tried to ask her for a high five and she simply did not care. Taehyung actually had a lot to say about this. During a documentary, I think this was the one in Burn the Stage, but I could be wrong. Taehyung spoke more deeply about how he's felt about certain types of fans, saying, I hope fans give love to all 7 members, and that BTS is 7. You can't simply just ignore one member and consider yourself an army. Taehyung has felt the brunt of this. He is known as kind of the forgotten member. People really push him to the side. Sometimes he gets left out of things. It's not great. So it's no wonder why he says this line the most, because he probably feels like he doesn't get any of the love that the other members get. However, I love talking about Taehyung, so he definitely gets a lot of love here on this channel. I wanted to see what some people were saying about this over on El Tweetster. Taehyung's solo stans in Akgae's make no sense. He does not like you. I totally agree. Taehyung does not like these people. They make his job harder. And just imagine meeting people every day that make you feel like what you've done in your career is not enough and not worth it. None of the members want to have Akgaes as their fans. They want people to love them all equally and support them all, because Akgaes don't make any sense. So do they not stream BTS albums? Only the songs with predominantly their fave on it? And like, do they only stream the parts where their fave is singing and skip the rest? I don't know what they do. But the main problem with Akgae sometimes is not that they just disrespect the members, but they downright insult the other members. So it'll be like, oh, I love Jimin, and then make up a rumor that Jungkook or whatever did something horrible. And then you'll see that their profile picture is Jimin, but all their tweets is attacking the rest of the members. It makes no sense to me. If you truly love one of the members, then you will have to learn to love them all, because that's who they love. That's like being truly in love with a significant other or claiming to be in love, but then murdering their friends and family. That's not love, that's craziness. Stop that. And that significant other is probably not going to be with you anymore. I say probably because I don't know their life story. Some people are into that, I guess. Like a sick fetish or something. I don't know if you can consider Akgaes to be fans. I really don't. To me, one of the most dedicated fans are the ones that genuinely love all the members and would really do anything to support them. And there are definitely people out there risking their lives to support BTS. And I am saying they could literally die for liking BTS. Isn't that a weird thought? So BTS is from South Korea, and some of you might know that North Korea is a thing that exists, but it doesn't exactly have the same type of luxuries that we have in first world countries or even other third world countries. A lot of third world countries, you're still able to leave. You just need to save up enough money to get a passport and hopefully have enough money to get a citizenship somewhere else. However, North Korea, even if you have enough money to buy a plane ticket, you would not have access to buy a plane ticket. They do not have internet, and I would imagine if they did have something like that, it's very limited internet. I don't want to go into how crazy North Korea is. I'll be here all day, but you basically can't do much if you're born there. And North Korea is isolated from the rest of the world. So it's amazing how anyone over there would even know BTS, given very limited internet, and they do not have the same type of entertainment over there. However, some of the higher ups, like people with some power over there, they do have access to internet because it costs $150 to use it, which I think only people who are rich can afford that. And those rich parents will have kids who can afford the internet. So those who can, they can watch BTS. But that doesn't mean that the president of North Korea is going to allow them to. In fact, in a recent interview, there were a few North Korean defectors meaning people who escaped North Korea, who mentioned how risky it was to like South Korean music. I guess Kim Jong-un sees it as betrayal. I don't know. You can literally get shot and killed. But apparently in the recent Grammy nomination, there were 500 votes from North Korea. Those are indeed some of the most dedicated fans out there. There are literally 500 people who are risking their lives to vote for BTS. There is a chance that some of those 500 people are foreigners visiting North Korea, which you can do now, but it's risky. And it's difficult to do. But some believe that some of the 500 votes might be foreigners, which is possible. But I would imagine those votes are mostly North Koreans. You think it's hard to like BTS in America, or when you go to school because everyone's making fun of you for liking K-pop. Imagine North Korea where you can get shot. Those are real fans. They are dedicated and likely kind too, because as always, BTS spreads the message of kindness and love. And it's very interesting to know that even in a country that can seem bleak and very dark sometimes, there's people out there advocating for change and innovation like what BTS stands for. It's also kind of a sneaky way for these rich parents' kids to say that they do not support North Korea's regime, but they support South Korea. It's very risky. I hope 500 people do not get caught, and I hope they're okay. But it's definitely weird to think that BTS can make its way around the world and one of the most isolated places on earth. In a recent interview, a bunch of North Korean defectors mentioned how the love for BTS is universal, saying this: "The love of ARMY transcends the border." Wow, that's commitment. I don't know if I could be strong enough to love K-pop if I live in a country and could possibly die for it. It's very scary to think about, but very nice to know that we do live in a country where we can love what we want, who we want, and for the most part still be okay. So I am grateful. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm featuring in this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving comments. As always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check stuff out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright, it getting taken down, so you can definitely go over there and check it out. You can get reaction videos like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also recommend things you would like to see over there. Link is in the top of the description down below. Also, anything you contribute over there gives back to this channel. I have a video over there explaining that, which is free to watch. With that said, there's two videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.